Welcome back to Treasure Hunting with Jebus, guys. And guess what? We sold all of the rings. You want to know how much it is? Well, guess what? I'm not telling you yet. You're going to have to stay tuned to find out. And if you try to skip forward and figure it out while watching, I will come to your house and I don't know. You know what? I'm going to leave cat poop on your front porch. I'll do it. We have 5 cats. I'm going to abundance of cat poop. Yeah. We'll come to your house and we'll leave cat poop there. So don't do that. Since we just hit 75,000 subscribers, actually over 76,000 now, every time we get a huge abundance of new subscribers, I always think we should do some type of Q&A because we get so many of the same exact questions in the comments, and at this point, it's impossible to keep up with the comments. It's absolutely impossible. We're getting thousands a day. It can't be done at this point. It really, really can't. So instead of not being able to answer anybody, we figure we'll do a video and answer all the most common questions we get asked. So we'll call this a 75,000 subscriber Q&A. Don't forget to like the video. Make sure you subscribe. Let's get into it.
All right, guys. So we're gonna start with the most common question we get on this channel. So we always get, are we related and how did we meet? So we're not related. Huh?
No.
No. Not related. So how did we meet? Our grandparents are friends. Our moms were friends in high school. So I think pretty sure that's how our grandparents are friends. So we grew up together. He was at like my first birthday party. So around, I don't know, 12 years old, I think, I started like crushing on him, I guess. And this is like making me blush to talk about, but so I asked him to my junior prom, and not soon after that, we actually were together. So
I was a year behind you, so technically you were a junior and I was a sophomore, so I didn't have a prom to go to at the time.
So this was in May, that was my prom. So before that, we got together in April 11th of 2010. So,
over 9 years.
Yeah, I mean, so we've known each other forever. We always saw each other at birthday parties way before we were together. But, I mean, we always saw each other, and then I was like, hey, let me do something about it. I've had a crush on him for a while, so why not?
That's a long story. Well, yeah, it's been over 9 years now. Over 9 years. So we've known it, like she said, we've known each other since we were little kids, but we always lived 2 hours apart, didn't really ever think anything of it.
And we actually got engaged in 2017. So I think it was like April 17th of 2017-ish. Probably getting married next year, and we don't have any kids.
Where are we getting engaged at again? Who pulled it off in the best spot ever?
Niagara Falls.
Yeah, that was secretive. That was really...
Yeah.
I gotta tell the story, though, because they kind of ruined my plan. See, I had this whole vision in my head. If you've never been to the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, there's a huge Ferris wheel that when you get to the top, you're directly over the fall and you can oversee all of it. It's like a beautiful view. That was my plan. Of course, we get all the way to Canada for a UFC card, and the freaking Ferris wheel's taken down because of construction problems. And I was like, mother... It ruined my plan. They didn't have nothing about that online. I looked on their website every day for a straight like month and a half. They never said anything about it. Get there and the freaking Ferris wheel was taken down. I was so mad.
So after that, we actually went through a wax museum, and at the end of the wax museum, you can actually make molds of your hands like however you want. So we made a mold holding our hands like this. And so, like, after making the mold or whatever, like, his mom ended up paying for it, and I was like, I can pay for it, but she actually wanted to get it for, yeah, our engagement. So I tried to fight her on it a little bit, but she was like, no, let me get it. So at that time, we actually went down to the falls while she stayed in there. And so he proposed and all that stuff, and then after we went back to the wax museum, she had actually had a ring put on, like, my left finger in that mold. So the whole thing was a complete surprise, and it was amazing. I cried like a baby.
I was so scared I was gonna give it away. I'm not good at keeping secrets from her. I'm not a good liar.
Well, we're together like 24/7.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was pretty hard, but you know what? It worked out. Even though my original plan got ruined, still made it happen.
So the next question is Joe Bradley. He says, if your channel keeps growing, do you foresee possibly opening up your own thrift store versus just selling what you find online?
I got a good long answer to this, kinda. Right now, the area I live in, I hate it with a passion, but I don't want to leave it yet. With the money we're making right now, we're in a very weird situation where the money we're making right now at 25 is very, very, extremely unexpected at this age. So I'm at the point where I'm trying to kind of save money until I can almost pay off something completely and I don't really have to worry about a mortgage. I want to be able to move out of here and move to the country. I don't like the city no more. I've lived in this city right outside of DC in Maryland my whole life. I don't like it. It's just overpopulated. It's too expensive. A warehouse like Jeremy and George have, or like Wade has here, it'd be like $2,000 some. It's ridiculous. I don't like it. Once I get out of here and we're somewhere happy, peaceful in the country somewhere, then I would absolutely love to do that, because then we can hire people to work there. That would be great. But as of now, no.
Terry Hopper said, what is the furthest out you've traveled from home to get a storage unit? Do you search for units because they are in a particular region/location? Thank you. I really enjoyed your recent panel discussion.
Oh, those panel discussions are fun.
Yeah.
We did drive that one time. Remember, we drove like 3 hours south, and it ended up not even being a good unit. But the fun part of this is, it's our job. You know what I mean? Like, to me, before we were doing this, like, the best, most peaceful day is not going to a club, not going to a party. It's driving out in the country, having a long mountain drive, going to some weird restaurant you never heard of. Now we get paid to do it. Now it's our job. We drove like, what, 4 hours to that one, all the way in Southern Virginia, almost on the North Carolina border, just for a 5x5 unit, because why not? So about 3.5 hours.
But
I gotta answer that second part, but go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, sometimes we do pick a specific location, and that's usually Richmond because my family's down there. So it gives us a chance to go down there, get a unit, make a video, but also visit my family.
Also, as far as the location, yes, because we will pick ones that are in PG County, Maryland. If you're not from this area, they have an extremely, extremely high crime rate over there. I mean, it's really, really high, like top in the nation. So, yes, when I pick units, I will most likely bid higher when I'm over there, because I know it's going to belong to somebody that's done something. Whether it's a criminal, a rapist, a prostitute, anything like that, drug dealer. I know most likely I have a high probability if somebody's not paying their, or couldn't pay for their unit over there, it's because something happened. They probably got locked up because of something they done. So over there, yes, I will pick it for that reason, because I know it'll make it interesting. So
Kevin Stan asked, what was your favorite storage unit thus far? Not including the couple units that you got lucky with an abundance of cash. Excluding those, which was your favorite? Also, congrats on 75K.
I don't know, that's hard. I don't really keep much out of any of them, so it's not like I had a favorite item or nothing. So, you know, the one thing we've kept that's been the most useful has been the giant fan in the very first unit we ever got. It was like, I thought it was a paint drying fan or something, but then we cut it on and it's just ridiculously powerful.
We like it super cold when we sleep, and just in the basement in general, so.
It's like so peaceful. It keeps it so cold, and I love it. And we've had that thing on. Like, I can't even sleep without it no more.
Yeah, me either. All right, so I think my favorite unit was probably the first drug dealer unit, which has like, I think 1.4 million views or something like that now, that had all the shoes in it. So I love shoes, and even though they couldn't fit me, but his brother actually got a few pair.
Like
I just like looking at them. I mean, I don't know, they're just beautiful shoes.
I like weird stuff. You know what? I'd say my favorite one was the one in Richmond where I found the pistol. Because I'm a gun collector. I love guns, alright? I'm only 25, so my collection's not that big yet, but I love collecting guns. And the time I'm like in my 50s or 60s, I guarantee it's gonna look like a military store, because I love collecting them. So I'd probably say the gun unit if I had to pick one.
Landon Giles says, tips for getting into storage units.
Just do it! No.
Make your dream come true!
In all honesty, that's what we did. Like, we always just watch people on YouTube, watch TV shows, and I was always like, in my head, like, wow, that would just be so fun. Like, I wish I could do that. Then one time I was just like, why can't I do that?
Yeah.
So we just looked into it, saved up like $1,000 or something. At the time on YouTube, we weren't making really much money, maybe like $500 to $700 a month, nothing that we could do full time back then. And we just saved up that money for 2 months, and we're like, let's go try it. Made one video, and the numbers blew up, and we kept doing it, and just kept going up at ridiculous amounts. And now, I mean, we've been doing storage units for, what, 9-10 months now? And it's a full-time job doing YouTube and storage units. It's crazy. Just do it. That's all you gotta do. Look it up and do it.
But you don't necessarily have to have $1,000. If you even have $50 or even $30, I mean, it doesn't even depend on where you live to set the prices for these things. It's just like who's there, and are they willing to move? Like, if it's a big unit or has like furniture or whatever, you can get that for $1.
Yeah, I've got $1. I found a $240 Gucci belt in a $1 unit before. It's possible, and you have a lot of guys that do this like big time, that have warehouses and stuff. They don't care about those 5x5s. They're looking for the 10x20s and the 10x30s. They won't even bid you. One of the other most common questions we always get asked is, how do I go about buying an abandoned storage unit? And for me, I mean, that's something I wondered at first too, because I had no idea. Nobody really talked about it. At the time, I feel like everybody that did it wanted to keep it a secret, so that's whatever. We had to figure it out the hard way. You can do it online or live. They both have their benefits. Live, you can follow an auctioneer around all day and come home with nothing. It's a giant waste of time. Online, you know what you're getting, but you're gonna pay higher. You can't smell the unit. You can get a unit that looks dirty and get there and there's dead turtles and pee-pee bottles in it. You don't know until you get there. But the easiest way to get started out, I think, is to use two tools. One, storagetreasures.com. That'll let you bid online. They also have a map of live auctions, but it's extremely inaccurate, so I wouldn't go off it. It's screwed us many times. But if you're gonna bid online, storagetreasures.com is probably the best. You just literally punch in your zip code and start bidding. In Auction Zip, you punch in your zip code and you can look up where live, I think they list the online auctions as well, but you can look up where the live auctions are all in your area, what facilities are doing it, what time they're doing it. They make it extremely easy to do that app.
And one more thing we want to mention to you guys, when you do start this, there's nothing to actually start going to the auctions. You don't have to pay like a membership or anything. You just go to the auction. When you buy a storage unit, you have to pay sales tax, depending on what the percentage is where you are, and a 10%, is it 10 to 15% or is it 10%? It depends
all on the auction.
Okay,
it can be as low as 5, as high as 20.
Okay, so 5 to 20 buyer's premium. So I think that's the percentage that goes to the auctioneer based on what you bid on that unit. And there's usually a 100, which I've seen as low as like
50.
Yeah, I mean 50. So like 50, 100, or even up to 200 sometimes. Depends on the storage facility. A cleaning deposit, which once you clean out the unit, they go check it and then you get that money back.
One other thing we get asked all the time is how do you buy stuff that we find in storage units? So clothes and things like that will usually get up in Poshmark. Right now we're like way behind on stuff. We just have stuff piled up behind this camera. It looks like a freaking mountain full of stuff. At least on screen it looks pretty. But we sell stuff on Poshmark. I got away from eBay for a while because I got scammed out of $260, but now we're kind of coming back in there. We have like, what, 2 or 3 things up there or something right now. Not very much, so there's also stuff on eBay. But the easiest way for us and the easiest way for everyone else is to just directly message us somewhere, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, not really Snap. I have Snapchat, but we never really use it. I don't even think it's logged in on my phone anymore, but it's there. But the other 3 is the best way to do it for sure, or just email. You can look in the about section of the channel, and we'll try to get back to you. But you gotta understand, we get flooded with messages. I mean, there's no way I've caught up. I still have like 107 unread messages right now. It's ridiculous. So we try to get back to everybody for buying stuff in. That's usually the easiest way, because if we do it through eBay, we got to pay them a fee and blah, blah, blah. If you do it directly through us, we don't have to pay nobody a fee. You know what you're getting. We don't have to deal with anyone else. That makes it a lot easier.
All right, so for Poshmark, we actually always keep that link in the description. We get so many messages, especially on Facebook, saying like, what's your Poshmark store? So the link is in the description of every video. And also, if you guys click on that link and you guys don't have an account with Poshmark yet, I think there's actually a section where you can enter a refer code. So enter Jebus_treasures. You get $5, and I think if you guys purchase anything, we get $5. So take advantage of that. You guys get $5 free from Poshmark if you sign up with that code. And it makes this a lot easier on us if you guys just click the link and go do that with Poshmark. And also 2 more tips for buying from us. Of course, message us, but always try to pick stuff out of the recap at the end of the storage unit videos, because all the other stuff is probably either dumped or donated or completely lost at this point, because it's like a lot to get this stuff in here and separated. And also, as far as payment goes, PayPal is number 1.
And one other thing I want to put out there too with people buying stuff, you gotta remember shipping costs. Like I have people messages all the time like, we'll buy all this for that, and like, that's great. That would be a good deal if you live next door. Estimate
shipping prices to Canada is around 50 to 70, to where overseas is 100 plus. Next thing we want to talk about is we have a PO box. I'm gonna put the address right here. So all the stuff that we get out of the PO box, we try to put on video, and we actually have a door over here that we have about half full with your guys' letters. Next, this is amazing. It's like left me speechless when we got this. So we actually met a few of our fans on Saturday. It was actually, their names are Nicole and Raya, and it was actually Raya's birthday. So they were doing something in Maryland, and they just decided to drive down here to meet us Nicole was bringing Raya to meet us. So they walk in and we're like, yeah, happy birthday or whatever. And then they give us these. These are DIY pop figures. They come pre-primed, and all you have to do is paint them yourself. So they hand painted these as us. I mean,
that's so crazy.
It left me speechless. I mean, this was like amazing. So I mean, we're always gonna hold on to this. We always know that these came from Raya and Nicole. And again, you guys, if you're watching this, we thank you so much. You guys are amazing. Anywhere we go out of town, we're definitely going to let you guys know. And if you guys want to meet up with us, we'll try our best to work around our schedule a little bit with whatever we're doing to come see you guys. All right, guys. And one of the final things I want to say, I know we ramble on a lot, but this stuff is important, especially for you guys that are new. So we actually have a merch store, and it's through Teespring. So we actually have a channel logo shirt as well as like motivational type things. So if you guys could support us in that way, that'd be awesome.
Lastly, the moment I'm pretty sure everybody here has been waiting for, besides the new guys that are actually curious about some of these questions, how much do we sell those rings for? So we ended up going to a jeweler about 20 minutes from here, and they gave us an honest answer. They said if we were to sell them ourselves, we could probably get around $5,000 selling them online. And I was like, so honestly, I was expecting to be offered $2,500 to $3,000, but to my surprise, they offered $3,800, and well, that's what you see here. $3,800 on a $100 storage unit.
So that's gonna be it for this video, guys. If you guys have any other questions that we didn't answer in this one, leave it down in the comments and we'll try to get to every single one of you guys. So if you did enjoy it, leave it a big fat thumbs up, and if you're not already, hit that subscribe button for awesome treasure hunting videos all the time.
If you do want to follow us on our social media links, they're going to be right here on screen. Make sure you follow us on whatever you have. Those links will be down in the description below. Follow us on everything because we really want to grow those numbers too. We're growing on YouTube like crazy. This is YouTube. Pew! These are social media links. A little bit. So whatever you got, make sure you follow us there. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, peace out.